Welcome. This is our third session on our study of Joseph, found in the Old Testament book of Genesis. We're continuing our week, and this week we're looking at Genesis chapter 45, verse 3. Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still living?" But his brothers were not able to answer him because they were terrified at his presence. We need some background on this verse. Joseph's brothers are terrified of him because their hatred was left unchecked, and it led to them doing something they would regret. We talked about that the first week. When our hatred consumes us and we leave it unchecked, it can lead us to things that we regret. Joseph's brothers hated him so much that they sold him into slavery. They first were going to kill him, but one of the brothers, Rehoboam, decided, no, let's not kill him. Let's throw him in a cistern and then sell him into slavery. And so Joseph is sold into slavery, taken to Egypt, and we're 20 years later. His brothers don't recognize him. And so he's with his brothers all alone in a room in Pharaoh's household. And he says to his brothers, "It is I, Joseph. Don't be terrified. Don't be afraid." Because they're thinking, he's going to exact revenge for what we did to him. But he says, don't be terrified. Don't be afraid. You see, Joseph, instead of choosing revenge, chooses forgiveness. You see, revenge is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. But it really hurts us. And so Joseph chooses forgiveness instead of revenge. And forgiveness is this powerful thing that it sets a captive free, and then we realize the captive was me. When we're unwilling to forgive others, we're held captive in this cage, bound by that person who hurt us in the first place. And so Joseph said, I'm not going to let my brothers hurt me any longer. I'm going to choose forgiveness instead of revenge. And so he says to them, you don't need to be afraid of me. I'm not going to hurt you. Joseph had chosen forgiveness. Three questions for you to think about and discuss with the people around you. First one. How has forgiveness in your life served you well? How has forgiveness in your life served you well? Share with the people around you, maybe sometimes that you've forgiven someone and how that really freed you. Question number two. Have you ever been bound up by revenge? How did you feel? How did it affect your other relationships? What did you end up doing with that? Third and final question. Is there someone today that you need to forgive? We can't control whether or not people are going to hurt us, wrong us, misuse us. Can't control that. But we can control how we respond. And so I want to invite you to choose the response of forgiveness rather than that of revenge and hatred. Because one path leads to freedom, and the other path leads to destruction. Which one will you choose, my friends?
This video was created by First Connect, a ministry of First Congregational Church of Hudson. It was produced at the studios of Hudson Community Television. All rights reserved.